What's going on, guys? So we have the 2023 GMC Sierra Denali 1500 with the 3-liter Duramax diesel in it, and we're going to be doing hopefully an incredibly quick upgrade to a proprietary feature that GMC and Chevy trucks have, and that is the MultiPro or the MultiFlex tailgate. On GMC, it's the MultiPro tailgate. So this is exclusive to GM trucks, and it's essentially the tailgate within the tailgate. I'm sure you guys have seen this thing timeless numbers of times. But the specific one that we have does not have the Rockford Fosgate Bluetooth system, where it's essentially speakers with a Bluetooth stereo you could connect your phone to. Instead, it has all of these blank panels. And I don't know if General Motors offers some type of an upgrade that you can utilize these for other than the Rockford Fosgate system. They probably do, but I was scouring around Amazon looking for accessories for the MultiPro tailgate, and I happened to come across one that has really solid reviews. And that is going to be in this box right here. So we're going to unbox this, show you what it is, and we're going to go through the process of installing it. Hopefully it won't take us very long. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Alright, so in the box are these Hercu tailgate steps. And essentially what they are lights that replace these two outer blanks right here and give you a lot of LED lighting capability. And they wire into the light that's already on the back of your tailgate. So, let's see what's in the box. You got some very OEM style harnesses here. Have nice seals around them as well. You have a couple micro zip ties. Shoot, I didn't even know they made them that small. These are tiny. And then you should have two little light pods here. Alright, so you have two light pods. The material, actually it kind of resembles the spray and bed liner material, but it is a little bit glossier than the blanks and not quite as glossy as the paint. But yeah, that's where they will go on each side. One right here, then one right here. So I have my little grommet trim fabric popping tool here with me. It's a tool set, allows me to pop stuff like this off. I'm going to go ahead and pop all four of these off so I can see where the wires are I need to tap into. The tool I'm going to use, which is this one, has a bit more surface area, so it's more likely to pop these panels off. I already have this one loosened right here. Just put it right under the edge. Work it around like that. Okay, so as you can see, I have all four of them popped out. With this little hook end around the bottom, you can get really good leverage on these and pop them out. And the way they connect is just with these little plastic that pop into place whenever they're back in place. So nothing super fancy. Once you get a corner out, you can really just work them out very easily with your hands. All right, so easiest way to think about this is you're going to have harnesses up here closer to the truck, and you're going to have one harness back here closer to the end of the tailgate. Ignore the two that are up here and just focus on the one that's back here. And you should be able to unplug it pretty easily. Okay, and if you want to see what this looks like, you have this piece right here that'll be pushed in. You want to pop this red piece out, and then you're going to push in on this tab right there, and then this should just pop right off. But yeah, once you pop the red tab out right there and you pop it back that way, you have to be sure to push that in, otherwise it's not going to release. This is just like an extra lock to prevent it from coming off. Okay, so the lights snap in a little differently. As you can see with the factory blanks, they have these little pop clips all the way around. This is only going to have two of them, and they're going to be on the bottom. So the top will simply slide in like this, and then it'll pop it down, and these will hold it into place. I don't know if these are going to rattle at all. It'll be interesting to find out. Let's get the wiring harness taken apart. All right, so it's designed to spread across to both lights, and then to have a piece that you can plug your factory harness into, and then a piece that'll plug into the factory lighting location. So these two look the same, and my bet is the factory harness is going to plug into this right here. And I've popped the red clip back down to secure it in place. This is going to go in the location, again, closest to the end of the tailgate. Ignore the harness that's in this area or the part closest to the truck. You're going to go straight to the back here, and this should go in with this clip facing that way. There we go, went right in. I popped the harness back in place. This will tuck under here until we zip tie it later, and I will simply reach this harness right here, one to the light pod on this side, once it's in, put your clip in place right there. Once it's in, this is going to go in like this, pop down. Definitely a bit more play than these. Trying to get these little zip ties into place now. I would probably, under any other circumstances, switch them out to larger zip ties, but A, I don't think it's needed, and B, if these are the only zip ties you have on hand, you got to use what you have, so I'm going to try to use these. There's really nothing in here that's going to pull on them, so I don't think you really have much of a risk that they're going to get damaged. Okay, so we have them all in place. We have the zip ties tied down. I'll clip off the ends real quick, then I'll pop the caps on. But in reality, they're so small, you really don't even have to do that. I hate to say it, they give you 4 zip ties, which is plenty to complete the entire job. Just take these. They pop in a heck of a lot easier than they come out, that's for sure. There we go. Very cool. Let's drop the MultiPro tailgate and show you what they look like. Okay, so we are all done. I have the, I guess you'd call this the load stop in this position, but it's already deployed. Let's go ahead and close that. And if you didn't know, I have the B&W tow and stow hitch, tri-ball hitch for the MultiPro tailgate assembly. Very cool. It's rated to 10,000 pounds, which is about 1,200 pounds greater than the 8,800 pounds of tow capacity that this truck has, so I should never really have to worry about exceeding that. Let's go ahead and drop the tailgate. Okay, let's drop the tailgate within a tailgate. And there are the lights. They look pretty nice. Okay, so these lights are going to come on with your cargo bed lights, and unfortunately there's no control for these from the outside of the truck. So inside of the truck, next to the dash or next to your steering wheel column to the left, you have a button that turns on your high center mount light, which is the light on the back of the cab pointing towards the bed, as well as your bedside lights and also these lights. So I'm going to go flip that button and see what happens. Okay, so as you can see, they are on. And I can already tell they're pretty dang bright because they look to be even brighter than the bedside lights. And they're pointed down at an angle, so you get a good swath of light in this area, but you also get a lot of light on your step in the MultiPro tailgate, which is really cool. And then again, you can see the lights are on up there. And that button from the dash controls all of that. Let me show you which button that is. So that would be this button right here that turns on your high center mount light, and it also turns on your bed lighting, and it also turns on the new lights that we installed inside of the MultiPro tailgate. If I turn that off, we're in good shape. So all in all, if I weren't filming this, I'd say it's probably less than a 10-minute install. These lights were just under $50 on Amazon, like $48. But if I would have paid $2 more, I could have gotten them in RBG, which gives me the ability to change the color almost infinitely through a remote. I really couldn't think of any circumstances to where I'd want to turn this into a disco ball back here. But for being such a low-cost accessory that is custom fit to the MultiPro tailgate, cleans it up, allows you to use 2 of the blanks, I think it's a pretty cool investment. You know, I'm still looking for some other items that I could put into these spots right here, because I think that they give you these spots for the ability to add accessories. And I know the Rockford Fosgate stuff is an option, but I'm wondering if maybe there's another Bluetooth option, something else that I could put there that would give me some additional capabilities from the MultiPro tailgate. I like the tailgate for a few reasons. It's nice because it's such a wide step. I mean, it's about 4 feet wide, so you have a lot of room to climb up the step. It's not hollowed out on the other side like the tailgate step is on the Ford, so you really can't slip past it. It's more like a traditional step. It's super easy to get into. It hangs lower than the step does on the Ford. You have a cool little handle over here, which I never use. I mean, it's easy enough, honestly, just to climb up into it. You don't have to use the little grab bar over there. I do not like that it does possibly interfere with your hitch, because there's a few times now where I've used the hitch and I had to remind myself, did I put it back in the stowed position before I dropped the tailgate? Because a lot of folks, including myself, like to keep the hitch in the back, because if you need to use it, it's nice to have it back there. Or if I wanted to use my little recovery hitch right here, /step, I'd have to be 100% sure it's not in there before I drop this, or before somebody else accidentally drops it. Somebody could walk by and, you know, they may not realize what button to push, and I may have them get something from the bed of the truck. They may hit the wrong button and unintentionally damage the tailgate. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities there. I know that Kurt makes a product that you can put on there that allows it to disable the top portion or the inner portion of the tailgate. Somebody else told me a cool trick as well, where you can hold down the top button and it keeps the top tailgate locked so it doesn't deploy. But then what's the purpose of having a MultiPro tailgate? It's just, I guess, that extra peace of mind that if you were to accidentally deploy it, it would not actually deploy, so you're not going to hit it, I suppose. Anyways, it's pretty cool so far. You know, we haven't had a huge use for this specific style of tailgate, but it's cool to have, you know, with the extra lighting on there. Maybe it'll come in even more handy. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. I'll put a link to the lights as well as the trim removal kit in the description of the video if these are things you may be interested in. The trim removal kit can come in handy all the time. There's so many scenarios where you want to use something that's not going to potentially damage or, you know, chip paint when you're trying to use it to remove panels or other things like that. And I use those kits all the time. I actually have one inside of the RV. I have one in my other truck, and I keep one in the garage. So I buy a lot of them because they're super affordable and they give you a lot of peace of mind. Anyways, guys, sure hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.